Carrie here. I wanted to do a reading today regarding Aaliyah. She was born on January the 16th, 1979. She died on August the 25th, 2001. She died at the age of 22 at Mash Harbor, Abuco Islands in the Bahamas in an airplane crash. So I went ahead and pulled from two different decks. I pulled from the same questions, but two different decks, shuffle both of them and lay them out. So I'm going to go through both questions and show you what two cards I got for both of those, for the questions, and see if we can deduce what it was. So the first question was the environment in her childhood and early teen years. So the first one I got for that was the Eight of Pentacles, which is, new job, money-making ventures, basically, working, making the money, trying to make money, which, according to the Ace of Moss, this is the steampunk, and they have like moths, beetles. The moss is indicative to wands in this one, and it is reversed. It's indifference, loss of energy, delay in plans or journey. It's all about are all about new beginnings. So it's the beginning. They didn't get what they wanted. The energy didn't. This venture didn't provide what kind of fire they thought it was going to, which means that it wasn't fulfilling like it should be. She wasn't given what she was promised, basically. The second one, what was her environment right before her death? And I got the Four of Cups reversed. And it's like, there's three cups filled right beside. Wow. The cup coming down like at the hand of God, which could also be the plane coming down. Wow. Re-emerging into the world, perhaps you have adapted a new look. Now, this isn't to say that Aaliyah adapted a new look. Maybe she did. Maybe she had gotten a new look at that time. But I think it's quite interesting, the birds and then the hand coming down with the cup of emotions as an offering to this person here. I think that someone needed a new image and they needed her cup gone. The Five of Dragonflies, which is the Five of Cups. As you can see, the cup on it, even upright, the five upright here, is going, it's going down, because it's like you're wearing a cloak of mourning. You've drained out all your emotions. Your heart is stone. You're devoid of emotion. And that's what this person, so she was devoid of emotion. Okay. Interesting. It's almost like she got offered something and that's why she left. And this is, the cloak of mourning. Although two cups are filled, you can only see what has spilled. You feel remorse over a severed relationship or an unfulfilled dream. If only, basically this is an if only card. Maybe if only you would have took, if only you would have took this offer, then you wouldn't have, yeah. Okay, so hopefully you guys followed that one. So the third question that I have here is attitude towards Aaliyah around the time of her death. And I got the King of Cups. He reigns over the sea. His authority calms turbulent waters. He is creative and compassionate. Often a doctor or a counselor. Good time for starting new projects. Heralds creative success. So I'm assuming that this is someone that she had started to work with the King of Cups here. He was offering her a cup. She had, he was a doctor or a counselor. Interesting. Maybe he wanted her to do. He thought that she should. Oh. Huh. A doctor or counselor. Sorry. Okay. Let's see if this one helps us with this. So, the page of Dragonflies reverse is superficial influence, immaturity, and problems with self-expression lead to frustration for those around this character. In reverse, shows lack of commitment. So I feel like this is the dad. Okay, so she was pregnant, but she was not committed to it. That's what it was. Because of superficial reasons, she was immaturity, she lacked self-expression, she wasn't committed to it because wasn't committed to this child, or he wasn't committed to this child, the child that he had. Okay. So she was, but he wasn't. It was a superficial influence, he felt like she was immature. It led to frustration for him, and he didn't feel like he should be committed to her. Interesting. That's probably like a Pisces. I think it's Pisces, Aquarius, and no, it's not Leo. Oh, and Cancer. Pisces, Aquarius, and Cancer are water signs. So it could be a water sign male. She's Capricorn, so she's an earth sign. The Tower. Oh, well, I should probably tell you what's that, huh? The next one is obstacles or challenges that Aaliyah faced leading up to her death. Well, the Empress is first. The Empress, which is Venus, abundance, fertility, the mother, love, harmony, perfect mother archetype, symbols, relationship, children, family, a time of productivity, offers comfort without materialism, love without conditions. Could also herald a pregnancy or a positive influence of a mother figure or mom in her life. Love what you do. I'm going to assume that this is Aaliyah here. She found out she was pregnant. She told this person right here. And they were like, no. I'm empty and I'm devoid of emotions for this child. Do not want it to happen. So, and then we have the Tower for the next one about the challenges and obstacles she had to face. And, the Tower is all about destruction. Basically, everything comes crumbling down. It's like releasing something. Suddenly one aspect of your life, or your whole life even, is gone. And you have to rebuild and start everything anew. Starting from scratch, basically. Erasing everything else and starting from scratch over to build it again. The outcome. I wanted to know, the question that I asked was, Aaliyah murdered, that's the first, was she murdered or was this an accident? And I got the Strength card and the Seven of Beetles. And Strength, which is in Leo, which is what her sun is in, is strength, health, patience, purpose, heralds patience, health, moral fortitude, and desire for peace. to protect others and projects. Faced with a difficult opponent. For peace, to protect others and projects. Faced with, oh wait, sorry guys. Confrontation and force against the answer. Show compassion and grace. You can succeed if patience and strength reveals recovery and energy, a compassionate response to a challenge. And then 7 of Beetles. Shows potential. Work and patience will be rewarded. Seeing rewards for your dedication, hard work, making good progress. Soon you will flourish. Don't think about what is missing. Focus on success. So, I guess that's her probably rest and recuperation after, I think she had a miscarriage possibly, or he caused her to have a miscarriage. Cups, he gave her a drink to get rid of the baby because he lacked commitment. Yes. Okay. Which reduced her strength and made her susceptible to jump at the idea of the 7 Pentacles, to, be okay and know that she would jump at the idea of the 7 Pentacles. Okay, so where am I at? Oh, okay. So that's not right. I got them mixed up. Okay, so there we go. That looks right. Okay. So this one is questions that I asked afterwards, doing 2 of the same. And this was about her relationship with R. Kelly during 1994, I think, through 1995. And for it, I got 3 of Pentacles reversed and then the Judgment card reversed. It's supposed to be reversed, but it's upright, but it's supposed to be reversed. And this is collaboration, teamwork, showing off your money type thing, showing what you got, your nice, shiny thing. And then the Judgment reverse is he feels like that she did him wrong somehow. Maybe she had a miscarriage a miscarriage as well at this time. It's possible that she had a miscarriage. This is the relationship she had with her uncle, and I got the King of Pentacles here, and the Knight of Cups reversed. And so if he's the Knight of Cups, he heralds the cups, right? He sends out the message of the cups over here, because he's the King of Cups here. Because they would be, this is the executor, the person that executes the plan type thing of the Suit of Cups. Okay? If that makes sense, I know. As the King of Pentacles revert, let me see. Yeah, the King of Pentacles reverse is corruption, money problems. He predicts financial mismanagement, concerning property, unforgiving and misery. Don't hope people change. So he basically this was about Damien, I think. She felt like he was controlling her money, or he was told that he was controlling the money. But somehow she was manipulated. And then the Knight of Bees which is swords. Oh, wait. That was cups. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said swords. The Knight of Dragonflies. I don't know why I keep saying bees. Promises are broken. Full of romantic notions and gestures. Doesn't stay around long enough to see them through. So he put bad thoughts into her and made her sad. Made this occur, right? Put this plan into motion. And then the final was her relationship with Damon Dash. I got the Judgment reversed again for him, in the gilded one this time, not the steampunk. And then the Justice upright. So he felt like he was going to get an injustice. The judgment wasn't going to go in his favor. He felt like he wasn't going to win. I don't know if they had like a property issue or something like that, or what was going on. A project, basically. Because Judgment reverses delayed projects. Unable to let go of past. Don't dwell on problems. And then Justice is decisions, cause and effect, balancing the scales. He thought he was balancing the scales. So, I'm going to go ahead and say that Damon Dash, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only in my opinion, Damon Dash was told, see, she had a miscarriage, and I feel like that's the truth, because this is harsh judgment. This is judgment she didn't deserve, judgment she didn't deserve from R. Kelly as well. And then the Empress, we have the Empress in the tower. The Empress calls on the tower, basically. Or the Empress loses. So he told her, I think that he convinced Damon that she was going to use her strength, her son of Leo, her strength, to get the Seven of Pentacles. This is just her relationship back there with R. Kelly. But even so, he might have been part of it. Because he had a harsh judgment, an injustice, a prejudice against her as well. And, well, I mean, no, this is falling through plans. It might have been him that called and offered the money. Interesting. Because, she was broke at that time. She had ended her relationship with her uncle. And, yeah, I mean, Damon Dash is definitely responsible. He felt like it was balancing the scales, and it was time. Time was up. It was time to balance the scales. She wasn't willing to accept this. She turned her back on the Four of Cups. She did not take the deal that was offered. And I think that it was a deal that was offered from, she wasn't willing to compromise her morals and her dignity. And she didn't have, that's another thing that I feel, from her lack of a good mother role model in her life, because I don't feel her mother was ever that great in her life. She fed her to the wolves, allowed this to go down, her to be put to work, married somebody at freaking 15, or I think that's how old she was, But marry somebody, you allow your daughter for just money? No. She felt abandoned, and the poor baby, I mean, she was a baby. She was only 22 when this happened. And because, you know, because she wasn't willing to rest on and be controlled anymore, because she was controlled so much. She was trying her best to break free of the control that was being placed on her, but unfortunately she was not successful in time. But it all stems from these three men, the men in her life, and the lack of womanly support that she had. I'm gonna put this, and I'm gonna pull out some Oracle and see what the, I know, I forgot this is two different, it's okay. Anyway, put that over there. The spirits, and see what Aaliyah wants to come through and say. The reason for her death, kind of like what. So what I want to ask, spirits or Aaliyah, can you please show us with the cards what lessons can be learned from your life and death? What lessons on a spiritual level can we put in to effect in our lives and take from your death so it's not in vain? Because you're such a sweet, sweet soul and incredible. And she was going to be big. We all know this. Queen of the Damned. That showed, she was wonderful. She was going to have a great movie career. A wonderful, wonderful movie career. Okay. So, reflection. Winter solstice, which would be wintertime. She died in the summer, by the way. So, this start, Forest breeze. Emergence, dragonfly. Unfoldment. Ceremony, invocation. Ancestors, generations, reversed. Celebrations, dance, reversed. Earth magic, reversed. Compassion, shape-shifting, communion, and grounding. That's the fly and being grounded. Brought back to the earth. Crashed. Shape-shifting. Lack of compassion, since all the love was drained for that. They used earth magic. They had a ceremony. It was, she wasn't following the path that, for generations, her bloodline. So that says, this tells us that her family, her ancestors, where she came from, had something to do with it. There was a ceremony to invoke her death. Possibly even, it's possible that she might have been dead before she ever got on a plane. Is there any evidence that there was really a plane crash? I'm just wondering because, if you look here, there's, it's all about earth magic. The fairy realm is death, lack of compassion, the communion. Yeah, it's almost as if she was dead, I think, before she ever got on the plane, just to be honest, because winter solstice reflection, that's cold water, she's out in the woods, she's reflecting on what's going on. That's trees with water. And then we have breeze, which could be being drowned. and you want to breathe the air. You need air. You want air. Emergence is coming back up from the water. Emerging out of the water. Unfoldment. Now to mix these up though. Unfoldment is probably the plan unfolding. I believe that, oh my goodness. I know Earth Magic. Yeah, Earth Magic. I think Earth Magic was next. And this person's underwater too. I know that she was in water. This is land. Oh, celebration after maybe? Yeah. An invoking ceremony. They had, she said no. So they had a ceremony invoking, and then it caused a celebration. They made the clouds shapeshift, and her probably have, I don't know what they could do with the clouds. Shapeshift. I think they just shot it down, maybe, or just sent it up with nothing in it but her. I don't know. The grounding tree. Yeah. Just water and air. That's all that's there. And the blood of her ancestors is reversed, which means that they are involved, and it was because she was not following the path of her ancestors. And breach is, that's what, when you breach, when a whale jumps through the water to the other side. She's free now. And you know, this reminds me so much of her video, if you guys remember. You see that? Do you remember the video, Rock the Boat? It was the last one that she made. I think it was actually in Jamaica or Bahamas where she was. But she was like, she was coming down the ocean and it showed her. And this is like when it was going up in reverse, lifting her up into the sky. That poor baby finally got freedom. And I think that even though, and because, well, I think that he has experienced justice. Damien, remember, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. I think that he has experienced some form. He has had some bad luck. I feel like this has affected him. You know what? I think that for R. Kelly and Damon's hand in her death, I think that they're both facing judgment for their injustice and prejudice against her. Because R. Kelly, I think he's going to have to face the judgment and he will get justice. And Damon, I think that he's been through a lot more than we know about. And he's suffered a lot of repercussions. He probably isn't going to suffer legally, but he will suffer in every other sense of the word. But I hope that everybody can, she was such a sweetheart. She wanted better for, you know, humanity as a whole. She's seen the evils of that time, and the energy from her is wanting to teach, wanting to help people, that, and tell them that no matter how many pressures, because she was getting it from everywhere, no matter how many pressures you're going through, that you don't have to give in to the evil, that you can stand by your morals and stand by your purpose and where your solar energy comes from, and you don't have to change that. And if other people don't like it, well, they might take you out of this world, but they can't take that power from you. Thank you, guys.